build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. Hello everybody, welcome to Short Bangers. I am Matty.
Hello, I'm Colin.
How's it going?
All right, just got the West Ham game on here. I'm waiting on it starting. So if I'm looking distracted, I'll keep looking up at the telly. Now I've found a new spot. I'm sitting in here a lot now, doing it.
Is it the semi-final or the final?
Second leg.
Second leg of the semi-final.
Yeah, they're 2-1 up after last week's game.
And they're playing
AZ Alkmaar.
All right. I hadn't really been following it. I can't remember doing well in it. But
do you kind of mental it is that if they get to the final's in Prague. You probably heard that because Sandolini's been talking about it. 20,000 seater, and the clubs only get 5,000 each. That's fucking nuts, eh? Like, why would you put a European final in a stadium of that size?
That's an idiot that's done that. Do you know, it's somebody that's not got a clue about fucking anything. We were talking about things like that before we started recording, eh? Like folk who do things that you think, what the fuck are you thinking?
I know,
really.
I know,
and that's just fucking mental.
Because, and I suppose there could have been shit teams in it because it's a conference league. There could have been 2 shit teams in the final, but even if shit teams get to the final, they'd probably take a decent crowd. I'm looking at the other semi-final. It's Fiorentina against Basel. They probably want more than 5,000 each. They're fucking famous clubs.
Definitely, definitely.
I mean, I'm not sure who else was in the quarters on that, but you're looking at it and thinking, well, you would expect most years an Italian, English, German team to be quite late on in the tournament, just because their 7th best team or whatever it is getting in are got to probably go quite far against quite a lot of shit teams for other countries, eh? So you'd expect Roma won it last year. I mean, it's like decent fucking clubs, eh? Why would you put it at 20,000? Mental. Anyway, that wasn't the question, was it?
There wasn't a question yet.
No.
It was just you were just telling us what you could see.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, I have a wee fidget to come back. So, I never saw any of the Champions League as well. Since they moved to BT Sport, I don't think I've hardly watched any of the Champions League. But apparently, last night was brilliant.
It was honestly in the second half. I was at a thing with my daughter, but I saw the second half. Man City were excellent, but the BT. Have you got who's your phone with? Your mobile? There's no EE, is that?
So I have got EE.
You should get BT Sport for free.
It's not just
on your phone. On your phone,
your tablet. Watch it on your phone though.
On your tablet,
aye.
So no, that's why I've got another way of getting access in
it. Yeah, I saw that.
BT they're changing their name as well, eh?
Are they?
TNT or something. It was just an advert on a minute ago about it.
See, I think that's a mistake. I think everything's about efficiency these days. Take a letter away if you're going to do it.
But then they've duplicated a letter as well. So like, they're not making you. Are they making you work that much harder?
I think it is. TNT's different. It's harder to say than BT.
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay, we'll put a poll up later on.
Aye. More explosive though, and there's that connotation with TNT, isn't it? Like, why would they be choosing that?
I don't know if it's an American thing. I don't know who's bought them out. I don't know.
Is it just the sports channel, or is it the phones in that as well?
I think it's just, I don't know. Dick in actually. I've just seen that. I've just no long seen them advertise it.
All right. Okay, right. Enough of that anyway. Let's get some questions. Charlie says, did we ever find out the reason for her O's?
Well, we've got plenty of feedback on our long bangers account, don't we?
I tell you what, by the way, how I was talking about Joey Barton when we were doing extra, not being able to take a joke. Fucking Aberdeen fans, like.
Do you think though? Do you think that's we'd have not us if we had a shit display?
Yeah,
a fucked up display. Do you think we would have fans going on and defending it like that in that way? Is it not just that tribalism?
I would like to think not, because I just think it wouldn't bite. I mean, it was.
We would.
Yeah.
Would people? I think people would, because people are petty.
Because it was just like a silly joke. What I liked, the first guy who properly bit was responding to him and just finishing every tweet with splitting up the last word into two, which is fucking childish. But I get properly rattled him before eventually he fell foul of the block button. I always thought the Yachts one was good. for the Cup semi-final last year. Jack Ross, was it last year? I can't remember.
Nobody in at the Jack Ross one, So it would have been.
So I must have been the one after that. Hiats, they're going to all that effort and just being able to really childishly dismiss it immediately because they'll be going, "Oh, what a great display," and you just go, "Hiats." Fucking aye, not it's not bad, it's not clever, but never mind, it's funny. Right, Part Fry's image. Did I ask a question? No, Charlie asked about her rose.
He did.
Nobody found out. Part Fry's image. I wonder if it was Sherry Rose, like which is almost Cheerios. You know, like
No,
maybe that's
I'm trying to make a word out of the letters and I just can't. Sure.
Sure. Right. Part Fry's image said you're a bit young, but raft of toilet paper or finding a container to use, right? So you need to give like it's bowel screening. I think if you can see that there, almost.
I can see a picture. I'm trying to make it what it is.
So if basically it's when you've got to take a sample of your shite to see if there's anything wrong with you.
Oh, right, okay.
So if you use a bowl or container as an acceptable cleaning method that allows it to be used afterwards, or would you use a raft of toilet paper, which would be putting loads of boggle down on the toilet, shitting, and then lifting the paper up?
I've never had to do this yet, fortunately. Touch wood and all that stuff. You must be able to sterilise the box, the plastic.
Aye, would you just get like a disposal, like a wee takeaway container, and do that?
Aye. Well, the metal tray. Do you still get them? Aye, the ones that they get the rice in.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, like one of the plastic ones.
Oh, one of the plastic ones.
Because then you can
reuse them as well.
I wouldn't reuse it. Then you just put it in recycling.
Got you.
Somebody else can use it.
Make some toilet paper out of that. But no, that's a good shout. Do you remember though? I'll change the subject here because it's not a nice subject, But
I'm interested in the raft of toilet paper bit, but so we'll come back to it. You carry on.
Right, okay.
We'll come back to it.
Mine's is more boring, I suppose. Then, but it was more like, remember in the old days when you got a Chinese like 30 years ago, you got, I don't know if you got a fucking chicken curry or a beef with green peppers or whatever. You used to get two dishes that were the same size, like the rice, and then the main meal that went with it.
Aye.
But then I don't know when it changed, 15, 20 years ago or something, and then you get the rice still in the same size, but then you get the big fucking long dish, plastic usually, in the main meal. Why did they do that? Just can't be greedy, I think. Not having enough in there.
Spillages. I think the metal ones with the paper lid were prone to bursting. But
why did they give you more then?
I don't know, that's like the standard container size. We've got quite a nice Chinese takeaway around what by us called the New Lun Hua. They're quite tight with their portion size. But that's probably good if you're a bit chubbier like than
it's probably actually the recommended size, because I reckon the new one is like a big, well, I say new, fuck me, it's 20 years, but they changed that, and I think it used to be, but then I suppose you could say that about anything, like everybody used to be. Nobody was overweight fucking 50, 60 years ago, were they?
There's more choice now at the Chinese as well, which is a good thing.
I believe you.
Do you always go for the same thing?
I didn't really go for a Chinese. But yes, if I did, there's about 3 things I would rotate around. Special fried rice, shredded chicken and chili honey sauce.
Nice.
And that'd be about that, actually. That'd be about it. I'm sure there was something else, but it's that long since I've been. My go-to would be the shredded chicken with chili and honey, or just chili sauce. But I look at the menu and think, and I think what half the stuff is. And see, that's the difference with an Indian. You can read it, and it tells you what's in it.
Yeah, aye.
You can go, all right, it's got that, it's got cashews, and it's got lentils, and it's got tomato base, it's hot. Yeah, the Chinese one, it just goes fucking chicken and okay sauce. They're like,
the good sauce.
The brilliant one. It's like, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? And you just total fucking take a guess what you want.
I quite like the potluck aspect of it. So sometimes I'll just pick something that I've not had before and just wait and see what
and just
what
hope
comes.
it's nice.
Aye. What we tend to find was a lot of it just tastes broadly similar. Do you know, it's like variations of the same type of flavour profile. But I like just going, if something sounds a bit different or I've not had it before, I'm quite happy to pick that and just see what I get.
Oh, good for you.
Aye, I'd recommend it.
It's a good way to do it if you can be asked. I think I've always got that. I'm wary of that risk reward. They go in, they like it, and you've no then got nothing to eat.
Aye, that's true. That's true. Raft of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Hey, I was trying to think, like the picture is of the raft of toilet paper here, and it looks like it's caught the jobby well, and it's going to be easy to remove it. But I'm thinking, how much toilet paper you're going to have to put in, because it's not a small trolley that's in the picture. So you think when that fell out or was pushed out, it's going to have had a downward impact on the toilet roll, forcing it towards the water.
Aye, so I suppose you'd be hoping the bottom bits get the water, and then you've got that much down at the tops.
Aye, but then do you run the risk of blocking your toilet with that amount of paper going in it?
I don't know. I don't know how much paper your toilet can hold. Yeah, you ever been to holiday in Greece?
Yes. Well, Zante, which is
Greek island.
like Zunkel.
Yeah. Did they still? And I don't know when the last time you went, but I was there maybe probably about 20 odd years ago now, actually. And you had to wipe your arse and put it in a bucket because their plumbing's not good enough.
Aye.
Like they've not had the plumbers over there yet. It's a bit minging,
I find that unacceptable, really, in this day and age. That's go and fix.
This is still the case, though. I'm talking about 1998 or something. I went.
Aye, so it would have been about 20 years ago that we were there as well. But I think like that's all right if you can guarantee like a one wiper or a two wiper.
Aye.
What about when you've got the never-ending wipe?
What about the poor cunt that's got to come and fucking clean it, empty the bin?
Correct.
It's bad enough emptying the bins as it is without having fucking shitty paper in there, Brutal.
There's no excuse for it. Like they've.
Well, there is. There's plumbing. There's the actual.
But fix the plumbing. Just go and get the roadworks, get the council round, get it sorted out. It's like this.
That's it. It's true.
What about I can't remember who it was, the Tory MP the day that said that they used to swimming shite when they was wee. There was always swimming in sewage in the sea. Like they're trying to normalise like the nick of the water down south.
Incredible.
Because of the amount of shite that's getting pumped into it. And that was his sort of thing. Was like when he said it didn't do us any harm when we were wee. There's always been sewage in the sea. We used to swim in it. You're like fuck
me.
Can't you just say anything now? Just to like.
I know. Talking to stuff for something for the olden days, and not heard it for ages and all of that. I heard this term last week, and I've not heard it for ages. But you'll know what it means. Well, you'll know what it is, and you'll know what the meaning of it is, but you probably know where it came from. Right, I was at my daughter's training, and one team against the other, and the coach went, "You better hurry up, or you've got to get grannied."
Aye.
Right, and I thought, "Fucking hell, that's a throwback." Right, but then I thought, because they were standing, and I went, "That's a throwback." And some of the other mums and dads that were waiting, and there was a couple of them hadn't heard it before, because one's for like Northumberland or Newcastle way, and I don't know why I can't remember who the other one was that had never heard it, but I was trying to explain what it was. Like, and I was getting beat to zero.
Yeah.
But why? You know?
I don't know, but I would have used it in football terms. Like,
would you know? Sure. No, well, it wasn't a game. It was like, it was a game. It wasn't a football game they were playing. It was like some drill they were doing, and they had to. There wasn't like they were playing. They weren't going, "It's 6-0." You know, it was like some drill they were doing, and they had to take the ball off each other and fucking stick it through some cones or whatever they were doing, and it was they're on a granny sort of thing.
Aye, so that it works in that context. I can go along with that.
You wouldn't say it because we beat Aberdeen 6-0 or they got granny done.
Nah, that wouldn't be right.
But it wasn't
But
like that.
if you're playing pool or snooker,
Aye.
get somebody and you clean
Yeah.
up without them getting
Well,
anything in.
I play my mate at squash on a Friday usually. And if at times you're thinking, I'm not getting granny to you, my internal monologue is
Aye.
saying, right, if you're or if you're up maybe 7-0 and you're first to 15, you're thinking, got a granny the cunt. Right, and that's the internal monologue there.
Aye.
But like I rarely say it out loud, but I still say it to myself. So when I heard somebody else saying it, I thought, oh, good. Oh. But it was just the reaction of others going, what the fuck's that mean? And it made me think,
Aye.
how do you explain it? Like where it came from, the origins of getting
Aye.
grannied.
Mind you, like my granny would have been like she couldn't see, so she would have been shite at pool and snooker.
Aye.
Like you definitely would have, unless she got lucky. I mean, she could maybe if she got a good break and just twatted them, she
Uh,
would get something. But the chances are you would beat her to nothing if you were playing
so
her.
it'd be the opposite. Your granny and your granny.
Aye, but that would be
Because to be granny suggested granny's on the ascendancy.
no. Obviously, the granny was the recipient of the nil. Like
Did you?
you got
Oh,
grannied,
aye, you're
that
getting
you would be.
grannied.
So
Ah, well, I don't know because I see what you mean. I see what you mean now you say that. But aye, but can you not see it the other way? Like
so what
you
you
got
think the
grannied. You
grannies
got grannied. Like
you got
grannied done it to
aye.
you rather than.
I always thought the grannied was
I
like
know I can see what
that
you
was
mean
the
now. You say it.
negative
I hadn't really thought
side
about
of
it
it rather than
till we had this conversation. I was being
the
like,
victor being the granny. So
ah,
well that makes it even more intriguing then because like you say that would and it was when I'm thinking about it, it's unlikely that it would have been specifically related to my grandmother. Do you know? Because
well,
loads
I
of
don't
grannies
know.
can see and there will be some that are quite good at pool and snooker and darts and that
Aye,
and football drills.
aye. And
Um
squash,
squash.
badminton,
Um
tennis.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see where it comes from. It would be good if it was one of those foreign words that we didn't kind of mean in it, but it just
Aye.
coincidentally was also a
But
Scottish word.
it is a funny one though, because you don't say it like you're saying that it doesn't fit to a football score. You're no saying it wouldn't fit with tennis, like going 15 granny, because it's no like you're not replacing granny with zero. It's like you've been grannied. Like you
Aye.
can't. But how do I can't quite? And everybody's listening, going, stop fucking saying it. But I can't quite get to the what's it actually fucking mean.
It's like a whitewash, isn't it?
Mm.
Or a blue rinse. Right, let's move on. Fattest prickus. Well, by the way, I'm going container for that last question. That
Aye,
would be
so man.
that would be my preferred one. A wee Tupperware container.
Aye. Shit in a
Hope that
plastic cup.
aye. Hope that it's big enough. That's probably your only real risk there is
Aye.
what if it didn't quite fit? And then it's like single use. That's it.
Yeah,
Right.
makes sense.
Fattest prickus said legs is the topic. If you had 1 million legs, would you still persist with regular laced shoes or would you opt for Velcro ones?
I'm just the first thing that came to my mind there is a million legs.
Yeah.
How wide would you be? And I take it they're all facing in the same direction.
Yeah, I would think so. Are you going like sort of thinking an octopus here with its tentacles that they could be all around you?
No, I'm thinking they're all coming for your waist and down, and I'm thinking, right, so how wide is your waist to have a million?
I don't know. Right, so I kind of went.
And then is it going round in a circle round the waist? So you've got some facing that behind you and some facing forward, some facing to the sides. Because it's some circumference that for a million.
By the way, I'm
So,
thinking this needed a drawing, like an illustration for Alex, because
it's not got time to draw a million of them, purely to fuck.
You've imagined this completely different to how I've imagined it. Like,
Aye.
because you were saying like, how wide are you? And I was like, how do you mean? Like, I thought centipede or millipede, like that sort of body shape is how you would go. So they would just be like,
I'm just thinking a person standing.
Aye, one in front of the other. So you would have 250,000 legs that way, 250,000 legs that way, but on both sides. So 500,000 front, 500,000 back.
Well, I've just got a human being standing up. They've got two now, and you've got to multiply that by 500,000 to get your million.
You're never reaching like how long would your arms have to be to tie your laces or just to get your shoes on?
I know. I know. And actually, you just couldn't afford that many shoes. It wouldn't matter if they've got laces or Velcro.
Yeah. What would you use
Would all be
instead?
the same length as well.
Well,
I was assuming they're all the same length, because if they were different lengths, then you wouldn't need to put shoes in them because they're not touching the ground.
I thought they would be the same like that. Like I say, my initial thought with this was, what if you were like a centipede, really?
But
And
they
then
didn't wear shoes.
but you might for the purpose of the question. But that was where I
But
went with that.
but
Actually,
you could, for the purpose of the question, you could wear shoes, but a centipede doesn't. So that's just probably why I went human being who does wear shoes. For the purpose of the question, is very fucking wide.
you wouldn't want to try skiing or roller skating or that.
I think your balance would be like, it must be really good, eh? Like you'd never topple over, eh?
Aye.
Be almost impossible.
You would imagine the amount of shite you'd stand in that, because there's no way you'd have the field of vision to be able to kind of spot up to stand in something.
No.
You'd be stubbing your toes. You're bound to trip over. I don't even think you would notice if you tripped. If one foot tripped, the rest of them are absorbing that, no bother.
You just couldn't. No.
Do you think you'd be fast at swimming?
I think you'd like to think so, but you would take a look at the fucking pool up.
Aye, that's true.
You wouldn't be racing anybody.
You need to be swimming through the shite, wouldn't you? In the sea. Right, out of time on that note. Right, thanks for your questions, folks. Keep them coming, and we will see you next time. Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee.